nation rise. Wouldn't think of full time. Do we stop being victimized, organize and centralize? Take the shackles off your mind. Black nation rise. Hold your head up with pride. Them no care about black lives. Now the ship a capsize. Open up your eyes. Firstly, every African a queen and king. Know your past and you will know yourself with it. Black man not got our color and no sin. Never trade my roots, me proud of my skin. Sing I forget the old slave master Jim. Pan back with pasting and you know them now bring them from the plantation. Nowadays a prison. Hear the ancestors them singing African hymns. But we have to rise up in order to win. We have to see a floating sinkings and we can't sink. Call out the black leaders in our communities. We stand against injustice and stand for unity. And then I rise. Wouldn't think of full time. Do we stop being victimized, organize and centralize? Take the shackles off your mind. Black nation rise. Hold your head up with pride. Them no care about black lives. Now the ship a capsize. Open up your eyes. Freedom must come with a cost. You can't know the future if you don't know the past. If you sight the fullness, if you don't know the half. Them milk the mother cow and them want kill the calf. Check the status, it's off the grid off the graph. Look how much blocky youths them kill off the Ross. Classism, racism, black brother them a ball. We have to fight all if we back against the wall. Like a bengi roll. The bengi roll. Go back to your roots and your window on yourselves. We did our will our friends, no one time to rebel. By the KKK, enough black brothers, them hang them in the suburbs, we in a projects, yo, you know see the trend. In a 2020, yo, we still a go pretend. Like slave master and slave bikini, they my friend. Like Black Panther, take a stance, yeah, my friend. Can't play cover, rise up from lions den. Reaching out to the rude boys and all the ragamuffins. You will fall for anything if you stand for something. Black nation rise. Couldn't think of full time. Do we stop being victimized, organize and centralize? Take the shackles off your mind. Black nation rise. Hold your head up with pride. Let no care about black lives. Now the ship a capsize. Open up your eyes.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jamaica. Are you hearing me? Just confirm that you're hearing me. Welcome to yet another Midday Connection. Welcome to yet another Midday Connection. I've had a very active morning. And I'm here, Jamaica, just organizing my day. I me chef them make some, one of them carry lime and they make some good lemonade for me. Me get some good lemonade today, Jamaica. Beautiful lemonade. And then put it in the sock bag, you know. Remember sock? But you know, through me the on the show. Remember sock students? The mushy eyes. You remember sock? Boy, me hear some go on bad last night. Me hear some go on bad last night, Jamaica. It attack everywhere now. The amount of people ask her what me do last night. Me just talk. You know, one thing about me is that I go and talk. I'm going to talk Jamaica. Hear the bearer him come. Bearer, oh! There was to be a candidate from the People's National Party who was to be on the show today. Wearing blue today is not suggestive that I'm in support of no Constable Air Force. I'm in support of truth, justice, and accountability. But me wearing blue. Chefs. Remember to tell him to go to the one down Duke Street first, then go to the one at New Kingston, all right? Hello? You heard what I said? Hello? Dylan, you heard what I said? And then him come back and we sort out everything. Okay? I was to go to... Honestly, I was in my element. I'm always in my element, but last night, I never know say so much things I talk about. I never knew so much things I talk about. Let me drink a claddy lemonade. Now drink a claddy lemonade, students. So I just talk. You see, when I'm relaxed and when I get the chance to pull my show together, sometimes, you know, Jamaica, you all don't understand what it takes to put my script together, you know. I need at least 2 hours to put my craft together each day. So you see the window from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. each evening, if it is not something that is priority, don't try disrupt me during that time. Everybody know that is the time that I pull together. It's a lot of work. It's a plenty work, Jamaica. Plenty work that I put forward to make sure the show nice. And that's why when me say to make sure send the $20. When me say and I beggy, you know, but my level of production each day that you get from Partner Draw is a first class production. How Miss Winnie she's saying now?
Andre, do you know the difference between the poison susumba and the ones not poison? Because I haven't eaten up the susumba now for a long time. So the trouble is this now. It's Winnie. Andre, do you know the difference between the poison susumba and the ones not poison? Because I haven't eaten up with susumba now for a long time. So the trouble is this now, for years, 67 years. So suddenly, Andre, does anyone here viewers know the difference between poison susumba and the susumba that you can eat? I don't know the difference. I would like someone to tell me the difference if they know it.
I don't know the difference, Miss Winnie.
And the ones not poisonous.
I don't know the difference, Mama Winnie. I don't know the difference between the poisonous susumba. Anybody asking about the poisonous susumba versus the susumba can eat. Anybody know about that? Where this? You know, anybody know about the poisonous susumba? Well, Miss Winnie, I don't know which one is what, you know. I really don't know which one is which. Nobody eat none for make it do anything to you. I was to have a guest here today, and I haven't seen the guest showed up. Zuleika, and I don't hear anything, so I presume she's not coming today. But that's that, Jamaica. The show must go on, right? The show must go on. See Miss Winnie calling me. Hello. Yes, Miss Winnie.
Yes, there is poisonous susumba in Andre.
Miss Winnie, nobody eat none. Just nobody eat none. Because me not know the difference between the poisonous versus the next one. All right?
No, but what's happened? A little tree came up, and I said I'm going to keep it. It happened some lovely blossom, but realize it's susumba. So there is poison because if you
Miss
ask Google,
Winnie, yeah,
Google
me
will
know.
tell you.
Yeah, but nobody got take no eat nothing right now. Nobody got
Me,
eat. Me can't lose, you know. You know me.
I'm chopping it down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chopping it down, but not me. What I'm saying, what is going on with this Andrew office? Why are they changing? They won't let the man that used to ECJ or something like that.
The ECJ.
Why they changing it? And yeah, what Andrew want to keep the election? He cannot keep the election. It will end up like he will be sorry doing it. He's a wicked man. He don't want to lose government because he knows if he lose, his ass will be in prison. Huh?
Yes.
They should ask the GG should ask Andrew to step down.
Miss Winnie, the GG now go ask him to step down, Miss Winnie. Remember say him and the GG are best afraid, you know, Miss Winnie. Remember say the whole of them are Adventists, you know, Miss Winnie.
But he's not representing the king then, is he? He's representing Andrew. You cannot be a GG and not representing the people, looking out the people interest.
Oh, well, Mama Winnie, I can tell you. Me now look upon them, the whole of them going, the whole of them time coming on. The whole of them.
Well, I tell you something, and you better watch it because it might end up like Haiti and Guyana. Andrew's pushing his luck. He's not running the country as he should. He's running the country thinking Jamaica, his mother breed Jamaica. Huh?
But you don't worry about
your mother and father never breed it. You're gonna one day you're gonna sorry. You treat the people in Jamaica like they're scam.
Oh,
you only want them to vote for you, but you don't like them. Huh? You're wicked, you're more wicked than a dangerous snake. You're disgusting, Andrew.
All right.
You're a disgusting man.
All right.
Hear you here.
All right, Miss Winnie, me see Ed Boy a call. Let me go take Ed Boy a call. Yes, hello. Winnie, I feel cuss him, you know. If Winnie not cuss him, she not feel good. Big up to the team of accident and emergency at UA, we buy the good food today. Jamil and our team we buy the good food up at UA hospital. Me like how no I support the thing. Big up to me other people and we buy the food today. Big up. Hello, yes, Ed Boy. What you saying now?
Good day, Professor.
Yes, my friend.
I said last night I got the chance to beat up Chuck and never beat him up. So I said I come back for round 2.
You have to hurry up, you know. You have 2 minutes for beat up Chuck.
2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes, because the beautiful Queen of St. Elizabeth is here. So you have to hurry up.
So let me come out fast then, because we got to give Zuleika
spice up the program before Zuleika comes.
Let me tell you. Suppose me tell you that I have been digging and searching to see who this political ombudsman
Hey! You've been digging and searching. I know you would have been doing the research, you know.
Because you know me not take things like that sitting down.
Ed boy, the whole man in me I make sauce and I do my things them, so I never get no time for do no research. So tell me where you research and they find.
Why it is that Delroy Chuck can name the person? Is there any family relationship?
What you mean?
Is there any kinship?
What you mean?
It is alleged that it is his daughter who is acting in the position. He need to come confirm.
What you said? No. What you said, Ed boy?
It is alleged that his daughter, who is an attorney, because you know, for those positions, they like to use persons who understand the law. Yeah? So it is alleged that she has been acting in the position.
You're sure is that right? You're sure is that right, Chuck daughter acting in the position?
But hold on. Let's do deductive reasoning quickly. Right? As you're
was Delroy Chuck's daughter ever having a history of working in the office of the political ombudsman? Yes or no?
From my knowledge, she has never.
So, if that is the situation, remember he said yesterday the person had previous engagements working in the office.
Did he say which ombudsman? Did he say if it was internship? Did he say if it was summer internship?
You know, him never said that. So what you're getting at?
What I'm getting at is why is Chuck unable to release the name? There's only two things. Unless he knows the person, so they can say the person is associated with him, or it is kingship. And my information tell me is him daughter. It's alleged that's been acting in the position.
Him daughter? You sure?
It makes sense because you know the person has been paid $60 million was earmarked for that, you know. You remember from the fence when he the $60 million? Check it out, teacher. Go and check it out. But is a source pinch me and tell me that's the only don't want that because the person is closely associated with him.
We're going to follow up. We're going to follow up with that tonight. Because I'm going to deal with Zuleika right now.
Exactly. Your guest is here. So
all
let's
right.
bring her in. Let me go back.
Lord Jesus.
Yes,
where they come from, send it back. Every evil arrow, anywhere he come from, send it back. If a China, if a Jamaica, if a Haiti, where he come from, we send it back. Third, reverse the curse, reverse the curse. Reverse the order, reverse the curse, reverse the order. Somebody say, reverse the curse, yeah, reverse the order.
Yes, Jamaica, as we reverse the curse and reverse the order, we go to St. Elizabeth, Northeastern. Am I correct?
That is correct, Andre.
Good afternoon, Miss Jess.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to your viewers. And of course, to the wonderful people from Northeastern St. Elizabeth who have tuned in. And who have always tuned in, by the way, Andre. Your show is apparently a very, very popular one here in St. Elizabeth.
My show popular in St. Elizabeth?
It is extremely popular. In fact, some of the times when I'm on my walk, and I popped by a house, they're telling me that they were actually inside watching and listening to you. So, yes, you have a very wide audience here in the parish.
I have don't know if me have a student down there will tell me everything that you're doing. Carol Banton. You know Carol?
Very well. Very well.
Carol
Wonderful. Wonderful.
There in the comment there, Carol Banton. She follow you everywhere you go, you know. Nothing no miss and she don't say teacher, you know. This is
She is indeed a very exceptional young lady.
So, quick question. Tell me what is happening. I hear that you have Noel slowly under pressure down there.
Well, the fact that his name is one that isn't even known, and I won't even bother to correct you because it's not really relevant. The truth is, we have a mission here, Andre, and that mission is to bring progress, development, and transformation to the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth. Yes. And so, because we have a situation where there is an outgoing member of parliament who has not been doing the work that we would like to see done. Because, for example, we do know that he speaks a lot about doing road work. But
Yes.
then when you look on his social media pages, you would feel as though a whole lot of work is taking place. But when you actually visit the community and the residents show you, it's almost like an inch of roadway that has been paved. And then you have an entire section of bad road up the top, an entire section of bad road down the bottom. And so here in St. Elizabeth, we have a name for it. We call it sweet potato pudding because it's hella top, hella bottom, and only one little piece of hallelujah in the middle. And so that kind of...
Wait, Susie. What you call the road them?
We call it sweet potato pudding because it's hella top, hella bottom, and only little piece of hallelujah in the middle. So him...
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there.
Zuleika, Jess. What you call the road? Sweet.
Sweet potato pudding. Hella top, hella bottom, only little piece of hallelujah in the middle. Because it's amazing. It baffles us, Andre, that, for example, you can have 100 feet of roadway. And yet you can come as an MP and you only fix 1 inch of the roadway and call it progress. So you take the picture and you angle the camera so that it seems as if we have gotten road. But in reality, all that we have gotten is just a little inch. And it makes no sense because by the time you make 2 steps, you're in the bad road again. So you have wasted money, you have wasted resources trying to do 100 different inches of roadway instead of doing the thing properly. So instead of giving us proper comprehensive overhaul of our road surfaces, you give a little patchwork here and there and call it progress. We, the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth, believe that we deserve better than that. And so if he is running scared, as he is and as he should be, it is because of the incompetent manner in which he has conducted his duties as the representative for us here.
Hella top. Hella, hallelujah. Peace, hallelujah. Sweet
In the middle.
Sweet potato pudding.
That is right. That is right.
I hear that your constituency has a serious distribution issue when it comes on to the garbage collection.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
And equally, I hear that the MP brand the garbage truck with him face on it. How would that go?
Well, I am told that he couldn't have done a better thing because the only thing we got on garbage truck, Andre, is garbage. So if you want to put him name and him picture up on the garbage truck, it must be because he understands that's where it belongs. In the garbage.
We key out of the letter.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right. We're tired of the green people.
Zuleika, Jess, you're coming like a stepping razor today.
You know, Andre, to be honest with you, I come out strong for him, because he was on the political platform just a few weeks ago. And instead of focusing and telling the people what he has done, because he is unable to do so, he chose to simply take my name to the political platform and tell the people that pretty face and pretty smell can't run Northeast St. Elizabeth. And so you will forgive me if I am a little bit more strident than I usually would be, because I am restraining myself from saying to him that as much as pretty face and pretty smell can't run things in the Northeast, ugly face and ugly smell can't run things so either.
So pretty versus ugly. Competent versus incompetent.
But the truth is, somebody said that I should list my accomplishments, and that's what I have started to do, because as Damien would say, Andre, sometimes if you don't tell them who you are, them treat you like mongrel. So you have to show them your pedigree. And so that is why I have started to share with the constituents some of my own accomplishments. The fact that I was 10 years old when I started high school. The fact that when I left high school, I graduated top of the country, not top of my class, top of the country in various subject matters, including communication studies. The
Yes.
fact that I gained direct entry into law at the age of 17 years old. The fact that I represented my country at various international levels in countries such as Thailand, India, the United States of America. The fact that I opened my own law office at the tender age of 22 years old and started to employ persons. The fact that I am trained to solve problems, because that is what I do in my capacity as an attorney. And so I am ready and prepared to solve the problems that face us here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth. You come to the job, Andre. You come to the job.
So you're not a pretty dance.
So I'm not pretty dance. I'm not pretty dance. It is beauty and brains.
Beauty, brains, and purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So garbage truck having face span it, road coming like sweet potato pudding. What else is happening down there?
So another thing that I understand that he seems to be taking credit for is the fact that a couple of persons have gotten a farm work card. And the truth is, I have a challenge with that, Andre, because we all know that every single member of parliament, whether they're a PNP or JLP, they all get a certain number of farm work cards, roughly between 40 to 60 per year.
Yes.
And so that is nothing for you to boast about. You're simply checking a tick, a checklist. You're just ticking a box because everybody get it. So the fact that you have gotten it and given out a few is nothing for you to boast about. What I would have been more comfortable seeing, and I would have given him credit, if he, as a member of parliament, if I listened to one of the debates in parliament and I see where he stands up in parliament and represents for us here in the Breadbasket Parish to say that we need to change the policy whereby those members of parliament from the rural areas, especially here in St. Elizabeth, where we have so many more farmers, get additional farm work cards to distribute so that more of our persons can get access to the farm work program, then that would make sense to me. But it can't make sense for you to sit down in parliament at one bench, you don't do not more than mark your name present and come back home and then talk about progress. Progress is when you stand up and you fight for the people and you make advocacy to make sure that our needs here are well represented and met. You know, out there a fight for who get more cards. No, you're comfortable with the few where y'all get. If I were the MP, I would be fighting for Northeastern St. Elizabeth to get access to additional cards than distributed to, for example, the MPs in Kingston when I have no holy performance. Then I would say that is progressive and that is visionary. But unfortunately, his stewardship has been weighed and it has been found wanting.
How many divisions are there in the constituency?
There are 4 divisions in the constituency.
How many of them in the local government election went to the PNP?
We won 3 of the divisions. So we give them 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. And had it been, it's important for me to indicate this, Andre, because had it been the general election, when we combine all the votes that we got across the constituency, had it been the general election last year, we would have won the constituency by almost 2,000 votes.
Really?
That is correct. In fact, the results were so absolutely amazing that the very next day after the election, the outgoing MP made a post on social media speaking about the legacy that he intended to leave behind as MP.
So almost 2,000 votes. So based on what I'm hearing, you're going to...
We intend to give him a political backsiding.
A political beating or backsiding?
That is absolutely right. And you know, Andre, I think the shift is totally it's being felt. It's right across the constituency. As you would have realized, the issues that we have are not just road and garbage collection and farm work issues. We also have water issues here. For
Yes.
example, I live here in Santa Cruz, in St. Elizabeth, and so I can speak firsthand of the poor water distribution cycle that exists here. There are many of our communities that are still without running water, and there are communities where we only get water a few days out of the week. And so
You could have continued, Zuleika. That's all right. I had an emergency that I had to sit to.
okay, no problem. Right. But I was telling you about the water crisis that we face here in the constituency. The fact that so many of our communities are still without running water in their pipes. So communities such as areas in Southampton, areas in Bogue, areas in even Phoenix Park, you know, and the communities that do have running water, oftentimes you find a situation whereby certain days out of the week, there's no water running through the pipes. So we do have a
constituency.
I'm sorry?
You live in the constituency.
I live in the constituency. I've been living here for the past couple of years. Well, that's something that a lot of persons don't know. But when I decided to accept the invitation to represent the people of Northeastern St. Elizabeth, I made a deliberate and intentional move. And it is both a literal and figurative move, because I literally moved the lock, stock, and barrel, Andre, and set up residence right here in the constituency so that I could experience.
Even your law practice?
I'm sorry?
Even your law practice?
No. That remains in Clarendon, and it is a deliberate attempt. I made it very clear to my team when I decided that I would accept the invitation to come here, that I wasn't here to take from St. Elizabeth. There are enough qualified lawyers practicing right here in St. Elizabeth. So I don't need to come and box food out of them hand. So I don't intend to take anything. I'm here to give, to offer my expertise, and to share the vision and make sure that we achieve the purpose, we achieve the goal, and that goal is radical transformation of Northeastern St. Elizabeth. So we want to make sure that Northeast is really seen as a model constituency, the kind of constituency where people want to come here and live, to farm, to raise their families, to do business. We want to be the type of constituency that persons will view as the envy of Jamaica. And that transformation can only come when you have competent leadership and a very, very efficient captain to steer that ship. You're muted, Andre.
A lot of people don't know that you went up against the dragon called Mike Henry.
Yes. So that is correct. My very first encounter in the political arena was almost like a baptism of fire, because you know that Central Clarendon is a garrison for the Jamaica Labour Party. And so that seat is a seat that the PNP has never won in over 40 odd years. And usually they would win it. The JP would win it by 4,000, up to 6,000 and 8,000 votes.
Yes.
When I ran in that seat, the margin was cut significantly by almost half. And so that was we were only able to achieve that by virtue of the hard work and tenacity with which we approached that campaign. In fact, the results will also show, Andre, that of all the seats in the 2020 general election, the only seat where the PNP increased the PNP votes was actually in Central Clarendon.
So my question is, what are the plans you are purporting for the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth?
So we have a wide-ranging set of plans which are really set out as part of our constituency development plan. And the
Yes.
first one is to ensure that we tackle the vexing issue of roads and infrastructure. So we don't want to see piece a road a fix. We want comprehensive overhaul of the road surfaces. We want to see the roads being properly fixed once and for all. For example, we know that money is not the problem, because the Member of Parliament got $176 million to do the stretch of road along the Leeds corridor. And unfortunately, even though so much time has passed, the road still cannot be fixed to proper standards. Every month, they actually dig up a different piece of the road and I try to fix it back. And so we see a lot of wastage taking place. So roads will be a very critical part of our constituency development plan. We have to have proper roadways to take people home to their farms and to their businesses, and just generally for the commuting public. Aside from the road infrastructure plans that we have in place, the second most vexing thing that we wish to address, and we will address, I say to my people whenever I meet them on the roads, in the churches, at schools, the legacy that I intend to have here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth is a legacy where when people turn on their pipes, Andre, and them see running water coming out of it, they must know that them have water because of the policy that Jess, as their Member of Parliament, and the People's National Party would have implemented to make sure that they can live in dignity. They can turn on them pipe in the kitchen and water in there.
Because I know a lot of people have to be buying water now, and it's very expensive.
Have to be, and on average, they will tell you that it costs them at least $20,000 to $30,000 every single month to pay for water. When you and I know that had they running water in their pipes, they wouldn't be paying more than probably $3,000, $4,000 for the entire month. And so by fixing the water crisis, it means that we're going to be putting money into your pockets. So that is really a fundamental issue that will be tackled as the next Member of Parliament for Northeast.
But
and if you
argued, there is an argument that the PNP had control of that seat for years. So why is it that water distribution wasn't the priority? Slowly he's going to argue that he's just there for the past 4 to 5 years. He cannot fix the entire water situation because the PNP had a history of controlling the seat. How do you rebut his argument there?
I think it's important for us to understand where we are today is not where we were 30 or 40 years ago. And we see it in terms of even our economic position. When the PNP, for example, took over in 2011, 2012, we were on the brink of an economic disaster. Peter Phillips will tell you that the conditions were so bad that nobody at all on the world stage wanted to lend Jamaica money. As a country, we were poor, we were broke. He had to work hard along with Comrade Portia Simpson-Miller to restore Jamaica's financial viability so as to place us in a position where we are now, where we are today, where we enjoy significant sums of monies being in the coffers. And so you can't compare the financial position and the financial gains that we're enjoying today with what existed in previous years. The fact is, now that we have the resources and know that the monies are available, we need strong representation that will ensure that they fight for us. For example, Andre, a lot of people don't realize that our water here in St. Elizabeth is diverted and taken to Manchester.
Really?
And they call, yes. So they have laid very large pipes, like 10-inch, 12-inch pipes to bring the water up the hill. And they call it part of the Greater Mandeville Initiative. So just as much as the Member of Parliament for Manchester in that particular constituency can lobby for her people to get water, I can't understand how we can have a Member of Parliament here who sits down and feels comfortable with our water being taken to other parishes without saying, at the very least, let us put some pipes in that will facilitate us here in St. Elizabeth getting water as well. When I have a problem sharing.
It's not an issue that the water is not there. It's a matter of the water being diverted to other spaces.
Correct. Correct. And it's absolutely heartbreaking, you know, Andre, because, for example, you see where all of our roadway along the Goshen stretch was recently dug up to lay those large pipes to send the water to Manchester. And yet you have the surrounding areas like Content in Goshen that don't have no water. Well Road still don't have water, but yet the water is diverted and going up the hill. I can tell you this, as Member of Parliament, that would have never happened if I were the Member of Parliament. The people in Goshen would have get water as much as the people in Manchester getting our water.
No.
But it happens, Andre, because we have a representative who is not competent and efficient to fight, to lobby, and advocate for the rights of us here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth. And I keep saying us, because all of us are in this together. I live here, I go to the supermarket here, I go to church here, and so I have a vested interest because St. Elizabeth is my home. And so I have a duty to make sure that progress and development comes to the place that I call home and where I lay my head to rest at nights.
So you're going to make sure there's no more sweet potato road.
We're going to make sure so there's no more sweet potato road, and we're going to make sure so running water is in the pipes for once and for all. We're going to make sure that there is increased access to the farm work program so more persons can benefit. We want to make sure that our farmers get better access to the resources that they need. They need fertilizer, Andre. They need seeds. They need chemical. They need they need additional help, and that is not forthcoming right now with the MP that they have. They will tell you that in the days of Roger Clark, they could go to the office and them know so them are going to get the fertilizer and them are going to get help to plant the crops and do the things that need to be done. No, if you're on a labor right, you're not going to get any assistance. In fact, there was a video that was circulating just last year where at the office of the Member of Parliament, an individual who works there was on video telling persons that in order for them to get on the bus, a bus that was supposed to lead them to some opportunities, job opportunities, they had to show the shower finger before they could go on the bus. So if you're on a labor right, you cannot get access to opportunities here, and that cannot continue. We deserve to have representation that will cater to people, whether they're a PNP, JLP, or no P at all. We need representation for everybody. And that's one of the other things I have to say very quickly, you know, Andre, because here in Northeast, you know, the Prime Minister is always talking about the Spark program and boasting about how much billions of dollars were spent to fix roads under the Spark program.
Yes.
You would be surprised to learn, Andre, that here in Northeast, the outgoing Member of Parliament had the opportunity, like every other MP, to submit 10 roads to be fixed under Spark.
How much him submit?
Him submit the 10, Andre, but you don't want to know where the 10 roads them come from. You asked me earlier how many divisions we have here. We have 4. Mm-hmm. The outgoing Member of Parliament submitted roads. All of the 10 roads come from only one division and one division only.
So the one division where him win, Adessa alone have the road them?
Adessa alone, him submit the roads them figure fix under Spark. So the people in Balaclava, for example, none of them road now go fix under Spark. The people in Silo Division, none of them road now fix under Spark. The people in Brace River Division, none of them the road now fix under Spark, because the Member of Parliament has chosen to act in the most tribal and underhanded way that I have seen in modern political history, where not one single road in the other 3 divisions has been submitted to be fixed. Not one.
Yes, Zuleika.
Yes.
So it says one. So is which division that? So
the only division that has the 10 roads is Santa Cruz Division. That's the only division. And that's a division that they have won. So they have chosen to politicize the roadwork repair here in the constituency.
But Zuleika, even if they have won, I gather now that you have made significant roads and rounds in the Santa Cruz division. You want to talk about that?
Well, it isn't by chance, Andre, why I chose to live in Santa Cruz. It is by choice. It is deliberate. And so the beautiful thing is that because I live here, I am more visible here in Santa Cruz because this is where I do my usual day-to-day. So I walk, for example, in the mornings, and that's where you'll find me. When I go to the gym, it is here in Santa Cruz. When I go to the supermarket, you're going to see me at the supermarkets in Santa Cruz. You're going to see me at the market in Santa Cruz, and it is deliberate. So we have been engaging with persons where they are. We meet them at their homes here. We meet them at the stores, at the supermarket, in the churches. And so I am not surprised. The gains that we are seeing didn't happen overnight. It's because of hard work. It's because of pressing the ground and making sure that we're out there visiting, doing our door-to-doors. And those who we have not yet met at their homes, they will tell you that, oh, but we meet her at church, we meet her at the funeral here, we meet her at the grave digging.
You go every church and dead yard.
Every pan we knock, we did it. We are there because we believe in community, and we believe that the only way that you're going to serve people effectively is by actually being amongst the people. When you are with the people, you can understand what their concerns and what their cries are. And so you're better able to understand the issues and create and carve out solutions to fix the problems that they face.
Interesting. So what about the economic livelihood for the constituency?
So right now, there is a gross lack of opportunities. And so one of the things that we mention and speak about in our constituency development plan is to ensure that we bring back some economic life to the constituency. For example, you know that the constituency depended heavily on Appleton and, the sugar cane, that cultivation that took place there. And so, for example, even Silo, a number of persons are without a job and have been without a job for the past several years after the substantial termination of activities at Appleton. So our plan is to make sure that we capitalize on some of the idle lands that we have. We have a lot of empty lands, vacant land. I will ensure, as the next member of parliament, that at least one factory is set up here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth so that the farmers can bring their produce and actually see real progress and profit from their crops. So we plan to modernize and to revolutionize the whole business of farming. And for the younger generation, I fail to understand why it is that persons from St. Elizabeth have to be going to Manchester or they have to be going to St. James in order to get access to a BPO job. We have so much talent and skill right here in St. Elizabeth that I will fight to the bitter end to make sure that we get a BPO facility set up right here in Santa Cruz. I will lobby with the necessary investors to make sure that that is a reality. So that will be part and parcel of how we deal with the economic transformation of our constituency.
You're talking about getting a modernized factory in the constituency, particularly in the area. What else you plan to do, though?
And I have to add this, because just a few days ago, I was speaking with Councillor Pagan when we were on a walk, and he was reminding me that we used to have a cassava factory in the constituency where we got funding from overseas. I believe he mentioned that it was the Cuban government that had provided us with the resources to set up the factory. And he indicated that unfortunately, the day after the JLP won the general elections, they closed the factory.
Really?
And so, yes. And so when I say that we have to fight to make sure that we bring back those type of activities which are specifically geared towards our local circumstance, our local farmers, then we're not just talking about it idly. It is because we understand that that is something that would really help to provide a number of jobs for persons living here in Northeast, and that will help to lift our people out of poverty instead of them just simply sitting down and waiting for us to give them, a one-night bellyful. They will have consistent income. But to move on very quickly, because I know your program is almost coming to an end for my slot. So to give you very quickly, one of our other plans for economic progress and enhancement,
Yes.
it's geared around the fact that we're a farming community, Andre. And so a number of persons on my walks, my day-to-day walks, will say to me, beg your little chicken, make we go raise some chicken so that we can feed with family, send the kids to school, etc. And so I sat down and I worked out with my team, and we realized that, for example, it might seem small, but when you give a man 25 chicken to raise, at the end of the 6 weeks, Andre, they can have up to $50,000 in their pockets. Because
Yes.
when they sell the chicken and the various parts of the chicken, that is how much they can actually earn. So part of my plan as the next member of parliament is to ensure that we have a broader chicken distribution program. We started it, myself and my councillors, where we have been trying to assist as best as we can. But as the next member of parliament, we will expand that program to breathe economic life into the constituency, where we give them a start. We start them off with a few chicken and some bags of feed. And so that way they can elevate themselves and really help to transform life here in the constituency.
So you're talking about a serious broiler project.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to make sure as well that because we know that there are resources which are available. For example, even with the CDF, where the member of parliament gets that $20 million every single year and can determine the programs that will be financed and resourced, etc. We intend to make sure that a part of the CDF goes towards helping persons to set up small businesses here. So a lot of the times they'll tell you that they want to start one little business, they want to set up a little shop, but them can't do it because them not have the money to start by the stock, them not have the money to start by the goods. As your next member of parliament, you will be able to access a small business grant. It's not a loan, it's a grant where we're giving it to you to help you to make a start in life. I meet so many young persons who want to do cosmetology, want to set up them little nail shop. As your next member of parliament, yes, you will be able to tap into the resources for the constituency and get help to set up your business.
So you plan to do a small business development support for the small entrepreneurs in the constituency.
Absolutely. And that will be followed and attended to by the necessary technical training. We'll bring persons in to educate them as to how they can run a successful business, because we don't want them just set up the business, Andre, and then 2 tours, it locked down. So we want to bring in persons who will actually share with them good business practices so as to make sure that this is actually something that is sustainable. We're going to make sure that we partner with Heart in order to get certified, skilled personnel here in the constituency. Because we have a lot of people who are masons and plumbers and them can do little electrical work, but they're not certified. I believe that as a progressive young representative in the making, my plan is to make sure that we have Heart Trust coming in. We're going to have a training center here in Northeastern St. Elizabeth, because right now we don't have one. If you want to get trained, you have to go to Black River or go to Junction. We don't have a skills training center here in the constituency. As the next member of parliament, you will have a skills training facility right here. And that facility will train and certify you. And my view, Andre, is that we have sufficient persons here where we can train them, send them overseas. Canada has a great demand for skilled personnel. So I want us to train our persons here, send them overseas, let them get access to the programs there where they can earn foreign exchange and send it back into the constituency to help us build it and develop it. So that's part of the plans that we have for the constituency.
So Jamaica She's talking about training and development. She's talking about business development support for the small entrepreneurs in the constituency. She spoke about a major broiler project to help the people in Northeast St. Elizabeth who really wants to raise chicken and get income to expand livelihood. She spoke explicitly that she's not going to be doing any sweet potato pudding. She's not going to be doing any sweet potato pudding in Jamaica. And because she's not going to be doing any sweet potato pudding, your road's going to be fixed. She also spoke about improving the efficiency in our garbage collection in the constituency. Because she's a pretty face and she's not putting her pretty face on no garbage truck. No garbage truck she's putting her pretty face on. But interesting enough, she made it clear, Jamaica, that she's here to stay. Let me take some phone calls now, because people want to call the program. Let me take some phone calls and hear what the people saying. Hello, good afternoon, caller. Hello, good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to PDTV News Jamaica Midday Connection. Is who this? Let me take some calls now, Jamaica. Let me take some calls now. So anything is coming up in the upcoming weeks that you'd want to tell the people of your constituency? Because I know you're always doing something.
Yes, I'm very happy that you asked, Andre. Very importantly, we are going to be actually doing the official launch of our campaign on Sunday. And we believe that in everything we have to have Christ in the vessel. And so we're launching at church so that we can have a divine intervention in our activities. We can have guidance. So we're inviting those of you who are able to join us at Waterloo Church in Santa Cruz at 11 a.m. this Sunday to join us as we officially launch our campaign.
So you're launching your campaign this Sunday. I'm happy you asked. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Midday Connection. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Good afternoon. Welcome to Midday Connection. Good afternoon. Welcome to PDTV News Jamaica Midday Connection. Hello.
Hello, Andre.
Yes, can you turn off the TV, please? I ask you this all the time, and you people do this and annoy the program. What are you saying, caller?
Okay, it's off now. Welcome to my MP in waiting. And Jess, you know who is talking to? Is Dion from Fonteland.
Oh, Dion, I'm so happy to hear you on the program.
Yes, ma'am. We welcome you. We know you will do whatever you do. It's half of the road that we get.
It's
a little piece.
Half of the road you get. Which part? The hell top or hallelujah in the middle?
You want a hallelujah in the middle?
Okay. All right, Dion.
Thank you for the good work that you're doing,
when you said Dion, me think it was a donkey lady. Me think it was a donkey lady. We did get prosperity.
Jess?
I'm very happy that Dion came on, Andre, because Dion, I know Dion very well. She's actually a very hard worker. She's a community person, and she's always looking out for the interests of the constituents. So it's good to have had her call in.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome on Midday Connection.
Good afternoon, Andre.
Yes, caller. What are you saying now?
Yeah, I just want to bless up Comrade Jess. I've known her for a long time.
Oh, yes.
And I know sky's the limit for her.
The sky's
and
the
she
limit.
will do good for the people.
All right.
Hi, Comrade Jess.
Hi, good afternoon.
Who is calling
This
from
is
the
Comrade Ralph from Clarendon.
Oh my goodness. How you doing, Ralph? I haven't seen you in years.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I'm planning to come and visit you one of these days, Comrade Jess.
Make sure I'm depending on you, because I remember you were very helpful to me in Central. So I'm looking forward to the similar help right here in Northeast St. Elizabeth.
I'll surprise you one of these days. Keep up the good work.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Comrade Pollock is calling, and you know. Yes, Comrade John. What are you saying now?
Good afternoon, Zulieka.
Hi, Comrade Pollock.
I am not a member of your constituency, but I want to tell you how proud I am. I know the struggles, and I see the growth. And I know that you are going to be a very good representative of the people. Enough love and respect, my dear.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Means a lot.
What you say,
Andre,
yes,
I want to say something to Andre.
Lord, Comrade.
What you are doing is midday connection. You are doing a wonderful job, Andre. Big up yourself.
You love what I'm doing with the midday connection, because you get fit come talk up with things them over here in a year time. You happy for that, eh?
Big up yourself, you.
All right, my friend. God bless you, Comrade John. Boy, them are calling, you know. They're calling. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome on Midday Connection.
Good afternoon, Partner Draw TV.
Yes, my friend. Talk up to me quick.
Good afternoon, Auntie Jess.
Hi, good afternoon.
This is Bashi.
This is who?
Bashi. Mr. Small.
Ah, yes, Bashi. What you saying now?
I listen to my MP, and I'm so proud of her. And I'm glad to Auntie Jess, the member of Parliament.
All right.
And I can't wait to see win that she can help us. And I like the work what she's doing.
All right, Bashi.
In Northeastern St. Elizabeth.
All right,
and I'm so proud of her. So thank you, Auntie Jess.
All right.
Thank you, Bashi. Appreciate it.
All
right.
All of them are called today, you know. All of them calling Jamaica Bashi.
Yes. And you know the good thing, Bashi is also a strong community activist, you know. So I'm happy when persons who are so integral to the community actually, you know, following and participating.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Andre, just give me 2 minutes, let me sing one song. Until a day I die, more girl I want, my name me the girl them a call. You know who I talk for your program, Andre?
Portia.
Oh, we have to depend on, you know, you know who? Tell us a girl.
Who?
A girl.
Gorg. Sing a song,
Yeah.
Gorg. Sing a song.
Huh?
Sing a song where you did that sing just a while.
Until a day I die, more girl I want, my name me the girl them a call.
Hey.
We call them. I'm an MP, we have to depend on, you know, because a woman can know anything or anything. I feel MP that.
So
now.
until the day you die is more girl you want.
Yes.
Zuleika you want.
Yeah.
All right. I hear you.
I'm an MP that, man. And we have our back. We have our back and we have our front.
Lord Jesus. Go on.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them.
You know, Andre, I have to say this. Thank you so much, Gar. But the truth is, he spoke no lies. They have been so very protective of me here in Northeast. They know the struggles that I've had, and they've always been a shield for me. They have my back, and I can tell you that I am so thankful and grateful to have a warm family right here in Northeast St. Elizabeth.
Yes, Carol. Yes, Carol. What you saying now?
Good afternoon, teacher.
Yes, Miss Banter.
I want to pick up my clean, nice MP in waiting, Miss Jess. Thank you for the work that you're doing, and I know you're going to represent well. We love you, and we're behind you 100%.
Thank you so much. Love you too, darling.
All
right, my dear.
So you said they're very protective of you.
Very. So, you know, sometimes the truth is, Andre, especially when you're a woman in the politics, people tend to treat you differently, and that's not always a good thing. I have found that Northeast will build a wall of protection. If you feel that you can come and say anything bad than one try come with any kind of negativity, they are going to stand up fiercely, whether I am present or not. In my absence, they are going to literally be there fighting for me and making sure that person's not take step on me, as they would say.
All right.
So they do have my back, and I'm grateful for that.
Man, say have your back and he have your Yes, hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon, caller.
Hello, good evening, Andre.
Yes, sir. Make it point quick for me now, please.
I'm calling from Land.
Yeah, what are you saying, my friend? What are you saying? Talk to me quickly.
I'm calling to be up Miss Jess. She's a nice girl running in my community.
So you're coming home to vote?
I don't know as it.
Oh, you know. Well, I hope you'll be able to come home to send a signal to this government. All right.
I was there on Christmas.
Oh, you'll be there Christmas.
No, I was there on Christmas.
Oh, you were there on Christmas. All right. So when
Thank you
so much.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Somebody called me from England. Let me go see what them saying. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andre. My name is Ted Roy, and I'm calling from London.
Yes.
I just want to say to Miss Jess, I've been following her, and I know that she's going to do great work. And I want to say to all the voters that this election, we need to fix what happened in the last election, because the last election, the seat was stolen because money. We all know money run, but this time, no money is gonna stop Jess. We saying yes to Jess all the way, yeah.
All right.
And it's this time good over evil, yeah.
All right, my friend. I hear you. Thank you.
All right.
So, what are your final words today, Miss Jess, to the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth and by extension Jamaica?
So my final words to the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth is to say thank you. I want to thank you for fighting for me, for fighting to have me as your representative for the People's National Party going into the next general election. And as much as you have fought for me, I can guarantee you that I am going to fight for you. I'm going to fight to make sure that running water is in your pipe. I'm going to fight to make sure that the roads are fixed once and for all. I'm going to fight to make sure that we bring employment opportunities to our constituency and that we create a constituency that you can feel proud of and that will resonate with the rest of Jamaica so that they will want to emulate us and to copy the type of projects and transformational work that we do here. So once again, I want to thank you, Andre, for this opportunity to connect. Keep up the excellent work that you're doing. And I'm telling you, it is really tremendous work. And I don't want you to take it lightly because you're able to reach people in every nook and every cranny in a very authentic manner, in a way that they can understand and really, really see what is happening in their country. You have been out there shifting perspectives of people who you don't even meet and who you don't know, but you are making such a significant change. You make it a little bit easier for us as candidates. And I want to thank you as well for the hard work that you're doing. Keep it up. And we're on the battlefield together, fighting for progress, fighting for development, and the work continues.
You hear that? She said Jamaica, and make it easier for the candidates. Make it easier for the candidates. So then what? They say, oh, me I watch partner draw. And then
or they will tell me, Andre, that, say me hear Andrea talk about so and so. What a set of people, them wicked. So they are understanding the message because you break it down in such a very, very simple way for everybody to understand. So thank you for the work that you're doing.
All right, my friend. It was a pleasure being over here with you today. Walk good, stay blessed, and students, remember that we come back this evening at 8 p.m. for PDTV News Jamaica. Until then, keep blessed, Jamaica, and bye-bye now, Miss Jess. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye, Jamaica. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.